Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today this video is going to be a little different. I wanted to do a little review on the new movie Fatal Affair. So this movie is starring Nia Long and Omar Epps. Now let me just start by saying these are like legends in the black community, okay? They go all the way back to movies that we are like cult classics, okay, like Friday or Juice and all these movies that mean so much to like the culture, right? So these are like big people. So I was really excited to see this movie. Now what I hate about the internet, y'all get on my nerves because every time I get on the internet and I see the movie, people didn't even like give it a chance. They were just like, oh, I've seen this movie before. How many times are we gonna do this? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, we already know that it's harder for black actors and actresses to get these roles, right? So I just feel like we should just support them regardless. Now, with all that being said, the movie was something we've seen before. But if you watch Lifetime and you watch every single movie, it's the same movie over and over again. So I don't see the difference. So let's just support, okay? So it was pretty predictable. They did a great job with their acting, but it was a pretty predictable movie, just to be honest, and it really made me laugh. So I'm grateful to them for that because in these times we all just need a little chuckle. But the movie starts and you kind of see this couple, they're being intimate or whatever, and all of a sudden the woman finds the man dead in the bathtub and then she dies. Now, you kind of already know where this is going. We know that Omar Epps is the antagonist of the film, so we already know this was probably his ex or his girl or something, and he was stalking her and being crazy. A little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come. That's how I felt about it. And so, yeah. So, that happens, and then bam, we go to the movie. It shows Nia Long and her husband. I'm sorry, I don't know their names in the movie, but y'all know who I'm talking about. It shows them together, and you can kind of see that he isn't giving her that attention that she needs. You already know what's coming, right? She's about to look for that love somewhere else because you can already kind of tell he's just not giving her that. And so she has happened. Her and Omar Epps, they reconnect. They see each other at work and they like reminisce on the past. And they meet at a bar later, and her friend was supposed to go with them, which would be more appropriate, right? I mean, every relationship is different, but I don't think a married woman should be going to have drinks with a guy. And she knew it was wrong because when they were together, her husband texted her, oh, how's it going with your friend and the drinks? And she lied. She's like, oh, we're doing good. She knew inside that she was making a bad decision. So regardless of how you feel, I feel like it was inappropriate, okay? So she's having drinks with him, and, you know, she starts spilling the tea about her husband and how he's like a stranger to her after all these years. Again, we know what's coming, right? Predictable. So then they are like making out, and they're about to, you know, take it a little too far, and she stops. Now, for what's to come, you would really think that they really did something, okay? I'm like, is he really acting like this? Because they kissed for a couple of minutes. It was a little much. So after that, she tells him, you know, this is wrong. I took it too far. And he obviously doesn't take that over well. So over the next couple of scenes, you can see that he's calling her a lot and, you know, trying to fix it. And he runs into her like he wasn't following her already. He runs into her and he's just kind of like, you know, let's have a coffee. Let's talk about it. He's very, very persistent regardless of the fact that he should know, you know, she's married, I need to back off. You can tell that crazy is starting to come out. So then he comes to her house Well, really, she invited her friend over for dinner with her husband, and she just kind of wants to put it behind her like it never happened, doesn't want to tell her husband what's going on. And he comes over, and they have, I'm sorry. She invites her friend over, and they are supposed to have dinner, and in walks her friend with Omar Epps. So they don't really show a timeline of how many days passed between their little event in the club to the friend coming. But this is clearly like a fresh relationship, right? Because the whole point is to get to her, get under her skin. Her husband doesn't know what's up, so it's like this little secret in the room that they, had something that happened, and he's using the friend to get into her house. So it's kind of awkward, and they end up leaving. And I'm just gonna the other stuff that happens is a bit irrelevant. Here's the part that I didn't understand. So your best friend comes to you from a guy that, again, this timeline had to be a couple of days, and basically disowned you because a guy tells her, oh, my boyfriend, which is Omar Epps, to her friend, which I'm assuming they've been friends for quite some time. She's like, oh, he told me that you were trying to get on to him and he didn't want to because he cares more about your marriage than you. And I'm like, sis, you've known him for all of 48 hours. If my best friend calls me and she's like, and side note, Nia Long had been trying to call her to inform her of what was happening. And if my best friend calls me and she's like, girl, he's talking about y'all messed around, what's up with that? I would just tell her, girl, he's crazy. This is what happened. And that would be that. This was overdone, a little dramatic, pretty ridiculous, not real life. No best friend would be doing all that. Not if they were really good friends. She would listen to what her friend had to say. I wouldn't even approach my friend so aggressively for a guy that I'd known for all of 2 days. So that was pretty ridiculous. He later goes on to kill said friend after she has a realization that, oh snap, he is crazy. I should have listened to my friend. Make it make sense. I didn't understand that at all. So the friend dies, and she decides to confess to her husband what's going on. She should have confessed way earlier. They didn't even, go all the way. Regardless, it was inappropriate, and if he wanted to leave her for that, that's his business. Whatever your hill to die on is, that's your hill to die on. It wasn't his. He was pissed, but he supported his wife, and she should have told him earlier with how many years they've been together, all that they've been through, so that he would know what was going on and could potentially have saved her from that, all the drama she had been going through thus far. Okay. So he now knows, and again, this is pretty ridiculous. So, Omar Epps kills the friend. She tells the police everything. Now her husband knows what's up. And Omar Epps goes and finds a random homeless guy and puts his clothes on him or something. And the police are like, oh, we think it was him. So as a person with a science background, particularly forensic science, these movies kill me. You don't just say, oh, it was him, go about your life. We're going to take away the police that were guarding your home for your safety without verifying anything. He just found some random black man, and it's like, oh, they're going to think it's me if I plant stuff on him. It's so dumb, and this is not what would happen in life. But their budget was likely low, and they only had an hour and a half. Okay, so she's like, we're free, we're safe. And her husband and her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend are about to have dinner. It kind of looks like maybe it was Thanksgiving. I don't know. They were cooking a turkey or something. And so she gets a text, oh, come into the office. We need you to sign some papers. Now, if it's that late, I'm going to call the person who texts me what do I need to come for? Can I sign it online? Especially if I'm the one running the show. I'm not just going to get up and drive 30 minutes away. So she goes. Of course, it's a setup. The lady who apparently texted her is passed out dead on the floor, and he tells her, "Oh, I have your family." So this is the end we pretty much predicted. She goes back home. And to make a long story short, it's your typical kind of thriller. It was really funny to see Omar Epps in like this like evil role, because that's really not what we've seen him as. He's like the love and basketball guy, and like that type of guy that higher learning, you're like on his side, you're always on his side in these movies, or it's like a love story, or etc. It was weird to see him like in the corner in the dark, like staring her down like Michael Myers or something. It was weird. And so eventually we know how this ends, right? They fight, husband gets knocked out, husband resurfaces, your typical thriller film. And yeah, in the end, obviously Omar Epps dies, and they go about their lives happily ever after. At the end of this film, what would I say? Out of between 1 and 10, I'd probably give it like a 6. It was a typical movie, but like I said in the beginning, I'm always going to support. I'm at least going to give it a chance. I think overall they did a great job, even though the storyline was like, how many times have we seen this? Come on, guys, give it a chance. Watch the movie. These are legends in our community. Give them a chance. Yes, it's overdone, but you're going to get a good laugh. You're going to support them by giving them a view. And we love them, right? They're in some of our most favorite movies growing up, watching their stuff. So yes, I give it a 6 out of 10. It was a good film. It was silly. It was predictable. But it was just a lot of fun to watch, and I'm glad Netflix gave them the opportunity. And from a video I saw, Nia Long, the opportunity to kind of produce and help behind the camera as well. So that's awesome. And so that is my review of Fatal Affair. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Show your support to me as well as you need to show support to that movie. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.